Hey everybody, welcome back to another day. As you guys know, daylight savings is out, so I'm probably early on the UTC day. But hey, look, I'm actually enjoying this time to time. It's a normal time that I would do it midday. We're an hour before UTC, but by the time we finish the live stream, we'll get there. We'll get there at the end of the day. So I hope you guys are enjoying yourself there. Uptober, we're gonna talk about that bull market rally. We're in October. It's the first here. Actually, it's the second. No, it's the 1st of October. I'm getting ahead of myself. 1st of October here in good old New Zealand. I know it's still the 30th up in the Northern Hemisphere, but of course we broadcast from the future with all the awesome news. Uptober there, bull market rally, altcoin season is going to be upon us. We're going to check out some charts about that. Pulsechain, of course, we're going to look at that, some profit taking, Hex as well, but a little like a testing of Hex and then a rebound. So Hex looking pretty good. And we're also going to get into meme coins and, of course, TitanX phase 3. What does that all mean? Because it's about to get absolutely epic in October for the TitanX ecosystem. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And let's get straight into it. Let's dive in to the results on the stock market for Monday. Let's go. Stock market for Monday? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Monday. Yeah. Let's get into it. Man, I'm really looking at 2 time zones. Sometimes trips you out. Get in the chat there, say hello. That's all we can say. So we've got the S&P 500 wraps up the Q3 with big wins or big gains on further rate cut hopes. And we can actually see that the Dow Jones is pretty flat today, up 17 points though, 42,330. It's got all the top 30 industrials, right, cyclicals in there. The S&P 500 is up 0.4%, 24 points to 5,762. So it's a pretty good day, 0.4% there. NASDAQ is up 0.75%, 65 points to 18,184. So a good day to start the week with the stock market. The dollar index is up slightly as well, 100.5 pretty much. Let's go to the commodities. We got West Texas at the moment is flat at $68. Brent oil is up slightly at $72. Obviously, Israel is pretty much smashing the terrorists for the rest of us since the progressives in the West supporting terrorists. It's good to see somebody out there actually dealing a big blow. And it looks like pretty much all of Hezbollah leadership has been squashed. Of course, they've been, the results have killed thousands of American soldiers and et cetera, et cetera. So it's great to see them being a big blow there. What else we got going? We're going to go to gold. Is at 2,656. It's pretty flat today. Silver at $31.43. There it's flat too. Looks at it. Let's get into economic news. Chairman Powell of the SEC says rate cuts aren't on preset course. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said that monetary policy isn't on a preset course, though signaled that further rate cuts are likely should the economic progress, continue. Looking forward, if the economy evolves broadly as expected, policy will move over time towards a more neutral stance, which we know is going to be higher than what it was previously, right? We're close to zero, so they're not going to the zero. I think they'll probably end up going to 4.5% or something, 4.2, 4.25 maybe. But we are not on a preset course. And of course, the remarks arrived on the heels of the Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic signaling on Monday that he is open to backing another 50 basis point rate cut. Wouldn't that be fantastic in November? That's just after the election. Remember, 2 days. Should the labor market show unexpected weakness? So there is a caveat there. Labor market data, including jobless claims and the private payrolls, will likely take center stage this week as investors wait a release of the October non-farm payrolls report on Friday. They are expecting 144,000 jobs for that to have been added to the U.S. economy. So that's kind of where we are with the economics. Let's quickly look at the Fed rate monitor, see what the market thinks at the moment, where that's going to head. Next meeting is on the 7th of November, 2 days after the U.S. election. We're 5 weeks, 2 days, and 18 hours away from that. We can see that we've got 68% or 2/3 of the market expecting a 25 basis point cut at the moment. So there we go. Only a third expecting 50 basis points. That's kind of where we are at the moment. December, we're expecting another 25 basis points, but the majority view is actually 50 basis points. So yeah, we might get 25 and 50 November and December respectively. That's kind of where we are there on that. So there we go. Not too bad. And of course, as I said on the economic news, let's go to the economic calendar. We've got the big employment stuff coming up this week. So let's have a look at that. What do we got here? Yeah, we've got some manufacturing data coming in on Tuesday. We've got some non-farm employment there on Wednesday. initial jobless claims on Thursday, non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate on the October the 4th. So that's kind of where we are coming up. So quite a bit of decent amount of data this week on the economic dump. Let's go to crypto though. Crypto is down today. So even the stock market was doing okay. Crypto is down. We're down 3.5% on Bitcoin. And of course, it's the end of September, really. $63,500. I guess that's the way you look at it, the end of September. And of course, dominance at 54.84%. So it's definitely slipped from over 55%. Ethereum down 2.3% at $2,600. The big mover down today, though, is ADA, down 5.65% at 37.6 cents after having a pretty good little move up over 40 cents. We got Solana down 3.3%, XRP down 3.5%, Tron down slightly 0.25% there, and BNB down 4.7% at $570. Those are kind of the leaders there at the moment. So that is let's just zoom in on Bitcoin a little bit and see where this is heading. I've actually got this on the monthly. Let me just go back here. Just a reminder that we had the previous bull market top at April and then November 2021. So that's kind of where we got up to, 65,500. So just take that as a reminder. Let's go to the daily though. And actually, I need to auto queue this though. Let me see here. Auto fit data. Let's go. All right. So we've got, obviously, we avoided a death cross. Look at that. We avoided that death cross back in mid-September. So September has been a real surprise to the upside. And we got the rising, the yellow line is a rising 50-day for Bitcoin. So we had a really nice rally up here. And we got all the way up to 6,469. We're now down at 63,500. So just below that, below the area there. So a bit of a recap there. Leading in, of course, we're going to be starting the 1st of October right next day. So that's what we're looking forward to, right? Very excited about that. And of course, you guys know the roadmap that I put on yesterday. This is based on like a typical bull market cycle there. And of course, 870 days after the bottom of the Bitcoin. And of course, this is the track that we're looking at here, potentially going to 90, 100K by the end of the year, and then maybe 150, 180K next year, maybe by February, March, April. That's kind of the play there, and maybe even higher in the year, depending on how things go, to 40K, which is kind of Richard Hart's call, right? That's kind of where we are at the moment. Now, obviously, that's about 6 months' time, period of time ahead of us, and so that's what we're kind of expecting for up October to kick us off, and up October, and then of course bull market rally with altcoins moving big time. That's kind of what we're looking for here in this chart. Obviously, US election there, Trump wins. That's going to be fantastic. Pro freedom, pro crypto, and save the world from the tyranny of progressives and Democrats and people like that. So that's kind of cool. And then interest rate pivots after that. Potentially, we could get another 75 basis points for the end of the year. Bullish, right? Bullish. That's kind of where we are there on the Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Bitcoin returns. I'm not talking about the movie Bitcoin returns, but we had September was higher. Obviously, with this pullback today, we've dropped down. That was over 10% on the September. Remember, September is normally wreck September. See all the reds. We normally have losses in September. But last year we had a bullish 3.9%, and this year we're still holding on to 8% to finish off the month of September. So not bad, eh? Not bad at all. And of course, you guys know that last year we had green Christmas rally, and we're expecting very much the same this year, October, November, December. And there is always the cautionary tale that maybe we won't get it this Christmas. Maybe it will be delayed into next year. But I do kind of feel like we're going to have two rallies, one leading into this Christmas, and of course one into the second quarter next year, and maybe even extended, into the third quarter. It's definitely possible next year. So that's kind of the play there with the Bitcoin monthly returns. And of course, that's setting us up pretty well for that October rally, and of course into October bull market rally and altcoin runs. Let's jump over to Ethereum at the moment. Ethereum, of course, has had the death cross, has been struggling to get a golden cross back as we lead into October. But maybe by mid-late October, we'll get that cross for the following Bitcoin into altcoin season, things like that. And so that's going to be pretty important. At the moment, we're sitting right on the 50-day moving average, $2,600 is where Ethereum is at the moment. Obviously going to benefit from US election of Trump wins, and of course interest rate cuts there. Looking more further afield here at the altcoin month index. we can see that actually for the month of September, since we had such good returns with everything else, that actually altcoin season has come into play. If we look at the last 3 months, then it's still Bitcoin season. But if we move into looking into the month, actually we're starting to shift towards altcoin month. So there's a little bit more evidence that we're heading into the bull market rally, and of course altcoin season there. We can see that we've actually moved up here towards altcoin month as opposed to Bitcoin month. So that's the first kind of shift there. Kind of cool to see. That leads us into a market cap BTC dominance. We can obviously see that we're headed up to 57% here around this, given the measure that's on this particular chart. But of course, if we come back to 2021, April here, the first top that we had, and that is we capitulated there, obviously on Bitcoin market dominance, and altcoin season began right with that fall of Bitcoin dominance, and of course we're back up there again. Obviously the market's a lot bigger than we had. We got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of coins out there now, as opposed to what we had back there, and maybe in the 10,000 or so mark. So things have really grown a lot in the crypto market. And of course, Bitcoin dominance there, still at 57. So is this going to be the turning point for Bitcoin dominance? Have we really peaked it out? Altcoin season coming. It's getting pretty close for sure. Let's go have a look at further evidence here. The ETH BTC ratio. We can see that ETH is still down quite a bit, and obviously ETH has been a victim of its own success with proto sharding, and of course the second layers dominating a lot of trade and stuff like that. Although we have seen a pickup in gas prices recently, so it shows you that when money comes, it will go up anyway, right? Regardless of how many people are using it, etc. So we're down at 0.4 here, 0.04 on the Ethereum BTC ratio. So is this pretty much where we are? Because when we had the rally here, so this rally, this for that first Bitcoin top in the last bull market, where we got up to the all-time high there in April, and of course we came back up later in November, had the second top, right? As Richard Hart calls it, the Judas candle. So that's kind of where we are there at the moment. So nice little rally. And so is this going to be another piece of evidence that obviously we've got Uptober bull market rally and altcoin season coming upon us, getting very, very close indeed, I think. So getting excited about that. So that leads us into the meme coins, and meme coins have kind of been another clue. Obviously, we've had nice little rallies over the last week. 7% on Dogecoin, back up to it was 18 billion, I think, yesterday, down 7.7% today, but up 7% for the week still. So still holding on some nice gains there. I think it bottomed out at about 12, around about 12 billion. So pretty cool. And we started following it, remember, at about 24 billion. So not bad there. Shiv up 23%. So most of them are down today, about 7%, but they're all up pretty much for the week. So good early signs of what's coming, especially into October. 41% for Dog with Hat, 36% for Bonk. They're also up 5% today. Kind of cool. You got a few others making some gains. Altcoin up 20% for the week. They're all down about 6, 7, 8% today for the most part. Nero still up 5%, but down 11% there. Dogs, the ton. So this is Dogs on ton, right? Telegram holders. This is sort of the corporate sleazeball one. It's down 12% for the week, but down 10% today. So most of that's today. And of course, the one we do like is the fair launch one. Dog on runes on Bitcoin. Number one meme coin on Bitcoin. That's the one we're backing for the win. Waiting for tier 1 exchanges. Once they happen, man, we could get God mode candles. There's up 45% for the week off the bottom, which we called on this channel, and down 11% today. Just taking a bit of a breather and profit taking. So good time to look to accumulate some more of that dog for the next move up. So excited to where that's going to head. Market cap 375 million. So yeah, we're looking forward to some big moves in the bull market for the old dog, especially if you consider that they haven't got tier 1s and they're already up in this top list. And then secondly, they will be the biggest meme on Bitcoin, which has such an awesome narrative. And it's a fair launch. There's no big VCs sitting in it. So it's really, really bullish. I'm looking forward to that. And maybe Kraken will be first tier 1. It's kind of the list there. Now, Ali Nice has also talked about, the founder of this coin also talked about the fact that he's in a number of discussions with tier 1 exchanges. So definitely one considering a pickup there. So that's pretty much it on the crypto market rally or updates. Hope that's some pretty interesting stuff there. Let's see, we've got Clintrons in house there. What's good, Hex Token crew? Hey, good to see you, Clintrons. We've got Brennan in house as well. Good to see you, Superman. Hey, good to see you, Brennan. Hope you're doing well. We've got the Breaking Bad in the house there. Hey, Superman, hey, good to see you as well. And DJN as well. Good morning, good morning. Hey, look, we haven't even got a lot of the mods on today. They must be all busy. All the moderators are busy today. Just the way it goes. All right, let's get into Pulsechain updates, and then we're going to get into TitanX ecosystem after that. It is a Sunday in the US, so things are a bit more quieter, and there's probably a couple other live streams on as well. So let's go for gold. All right, so we got day 507. Pulse price at the moment, quadruple 0531, down 5%. We got Pulsex at the moment at quadruple 0305, down 7.25%. The buy and burn, of course, yesterday made some really good records there. Hit a 1 trillion Pulsex bought and burned, and they're now at 1.88 trillion. So it's pretty cool. But the good news there is that it seems we've actually hit 5% of the public supply. So that's the second milestone. We've hit that too today. Pretty exciting. So 5% of Pulsex is bought up and burned. The price of Pulsex still only 30% of the mean sacrifice price compared to Pulse, which is 53%. So a lot of upside potential for Pulsex. And of course, if we get the altcoin season, the dexes often get re-rated pretty strong. So Pulsex are looking good for that re-rate and potentially a lot of upside there. Incentive token, $2.69, down 9.8%. The ratio is still sitting pretty strong, over 50,000 pulse per one incentive at 50,715. Doesn't look like we've had an update on the volume, so we'll move past that. We've got Hex at the moment is pretty much up slightly. It's the only one up today. Did go and test the lows overnight. We're going to look at that, but it's at 1.3 cents on Hex on Pulsechain, and looking pretty good for that next move. We know it's going to probably have another move in October, right? So and it's going to be pretty strong. We've got EHEX at the moment, 0.3 of a penny. The combined price of EHEX and PX is at 1.63 cents. So we're looking really good. We know we were way down there at 0.4 of a penny. And now we're at 1.6 cents. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Really good 4x plus gain there. So that is the results for day 507. Obviously, we've still got about 40 minutes to go in the day because I started early because daylight savings is tripping me out. You know how it works. So there we go. We got Hex. So let's go to Hex, and just to highlight this chart. So this is the Hex chart, looking pretty good. We were really hot on the RSI. We still are. We've been very hot, up to 88 on the RSI for the daily, down to 78 at the moment. So still pretty hot here. But I just have a feeling that some pretty awesome things are going to happen. Now, I did come back and retest 1100 to 1.1 cents. So that was pretty cool. We talked about that happening, and it's back up at 1.3 cents. So looking real strong at the moment. Let's see if it can hold on to this. We are coming out to a super cross here with the 50-day, that yellow line, and the 200-day. You can see the shorter time frames, right? We had a bullish cross here with the 13 and 34, the pink over the purple. And now we've got the longer time frames looking bullish as well. And look at this here. So we've got the 50-day coming up to the 200-day, which is pretty amazing. So the 50-day is about just under 6 tenths of a penny, and the 200-day is just over 7 tenths of a penny. So, man, this could cross over, man. That's a good, another positive sign, especially with the prices over those averages as well. We probably do need a bit of a cooling off on the RSI, but I don't know if we're going to get it. I mean, who knows? I mean, these things sometimes can be pumped beyond the RSI for a while. And there we go. That is the monthly candle too for Hex. Look at that. Bam. Just wiped off a whole ton of time, right? Just a whole ton of time got wiped off. And it's also almost back to the SEC price, right? On the 31st of July last year. Pretty crazy. So, yeah, it is looking pretty hot. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly to see if we've got much room for much higher. Yeah, we've come down on the 4 hourly, so we could go high here as well. So we're only 56 on the 4 hourly. So definitely room to move, and that will help those long-term averages as well. Let's just go to the weekly. I'll have a quick look at the weekly there. Weekly RSI down at 64. So definitely room to move up a higher here again on the old daily RSI. I like keep that elevator, right? Especially on the short-term and longer-term time frames. So, yep, looking pretty good. Man, it's going to be hyper bullish potentially. We could see some big moves here, maybe to 2-3 cents. Remember, 2 cents is the pre-SEC price leading into October. So, man, it's going to be fun. Hex is probably going to start to really raise eyebrows again. Now, we did see some penalty. I don't know if you guys saw the penalty on Hex yesterday. Some big staker. They were like only 17 days left to go. And they early instaked, for goodness sake, after it was like a couple of years stake, I think it was. They early instaked. I don't know whether it was hacked account or what. Just really weird, and must have been for sure. Why couldn't they just wait that extra 17 days or whatever? and they got a massive penalty, like 5-6 million hex. So crazy stuff happening. I don't know. I thought we'd stop seeing so much of that, but we saw it yesterday. Now, looking at the only ones on the hex derivatives, we've got base, which is the 1 year mining pool. That is up 9.8%, so pretty good there at 1.7 cents on the old base. So that's doing pretty well. Actually, there's not much liquidity in there, so I probably should ignore that one. We've got Trio there. It's pretty flat today at the moment, so kind of cool. All right, let's jump over to the rest of the coin stables. We've got nothing really happening there. I think the speculative ones, PDI down at 3,800 for a penny. They were really racing, weren't they, yesterday? USDC, USD Tether, they've cooled off about 12% today, but I definitely think worthy of a speculative play there. A lot of people, of course, matching it up to Maker and other stuff there, and potentially Richard Hart are doing some stuff, right, as part of his general pumpermentals from Pulsechain. Do we get some super sticker in the chat there? Let's have a look here. Let's show down. We got hello everybody from hot and toasty Arizona. Hey, real big sexy, great to see you in the chat there. We got Fast Abdul in the house, just became a member. Hey, big shout out to you, Fast Abdul. Appreciate the support big time. I saw you on Rags to Riches stream actually earlier with the Blaze team, so kind of cool there. He did a great job of that, and a big shout out for this super sticker there. Let's talk bribes. Fast Abdul loves the bribes. Facilitate bribe for your PHUX, 2 PHUX and 9-inch votes. You are only one bribe away from financial freedom. There we go, not financial or medical advice apparently. So there, big shout out for that, and welcome to the team. There, Fast Abdul. All right, Helios in the house as well. Hey, Helios, good to see you, Helios in the house there. Yo. When PLS bottom, haha, says Helios. Yeah. Hey, look, with Helios, a lot of people are really liking that. So I know some people have been picking up some Helios, so I think you'll be happy about that, Helios. That's for sure. Kind of cool. We got Pulsechain Altcoin says, can you look up OMG and Trump chart? You always like the Trump chart. I never actually looked them up, do I? See how things are looking for the action. Politifi on Pulsechain should be the best, some of the best. It says Pulsechain Altcoin Talk. Yeah, we'll have a quick look at that. I don't see any problem with that. Thank you, sir. E280 will set it off. Yeah, that's what people are front running. They like stuff going into the treasury, and they also like E280 as a big thing there. So I think, just let you know, people are talking about it and slowly picking it up. We've got Sandy Beach in the house there. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. I keep forgetting the time change. Yeah, me too. It trips me out. It's tripping me out. As you guys can see, I'm still an hour before end of day, but I don't know. I do like this time of day better than 1 o'clock, because 1 o'clock kind of splits right in the middle of your day. So, I think it's kind of cool. More midday, then I've got the rest of the afternoon off, right? Just feels that way. All right, so what else we got? That is the stable coins. Let's see what else. The influencer coins. Nothing really happening except for Bean V1 is up 1%. That's the fork, right? And that is up today. Otherwise, everything else is down. Now, the one thing I want to highlight here is that SolidX has got the big crash game launching. That's $21, just below $21, down 10% today. Probably worth checking out there if you want to accumulate that over time. Remember, it did peak out $263. So we'll see what happens when the crash game launches towards the end of the year. Let's jump over to the rest of all coins. In fact, let's have a quick look at Jacob's coins. So yeah, Mafia on BNB up 33% there. Not bad, right? Not bad, and doing pretty well. And of course, what's a Pulse Mafia there is down 11%. So a chance to pick up a bit more of that on the Mafia game. I mean, we're up to phase 6, and we've had the first 2 steps launched. We're waiting for deposits, withdrawals, and keys there for that. And of course, then the Mafia map afterwards. So getting pretty exciting, the old Mafia game. Pulse Pod, of course, has been on a tier. Pulse Pod at $2.55. That's been doing very well. Look at that chart. Beautiful, right? So that's been doing very well. There's the old Pulse Pod as well, with some big news coming down the line for that. All the crypto casinos that Jacob is doing there. So never fret that. Obviously, you guys know I'm waiting for PUSD Algo, and of course the sacrifice is still open until that launches. So just wait for that. So no, maybe Q1 next year, we shall see. But referral, you want to get referral bonus 9%. The link's in the video description. It's my favorite project of Jacob's out of all of them. Although obviously GameFi is going to be a lot of fun on Mafia, which we love a lot. All right, so the only one's real performance. We've got 31 million in volume today, so that's awesome. We're doing, isn't it great going from $5 to $7 million in volume now between 25 and 45 million? You got to say that's a great shift in gears, right? And I think it's just the beginning, folks. So yeah, don't sleep on the old Pulsechain. It's woken up. The beast has woken up. 263,000 transactions last 24 hours. We got UFO there is up 7%. Free Palestine there. Well, you know, the IDF is freeing Palestine, that's for sure. 6.7%. We got Goku up there, 3.6% as well. And Hex there is the other one there in the leaderboard. How about that? What's the art token? Not bad at all. So that's pretty much the highlights there. Obviously, we haven't got end of day because I'm too early. But we are up to day 1764. We haven't had an update on the ETH side for a couple of days. You know, we haven't updated on Pulsechain side for a couple of days as well, so can't really report on those either. So we're going to wrap up the Pulsechain coverage with the gas prices. 140,000 beats, so super cheap to do stuff on Pulsechain at the moment. 0.3 of a penny for a Pulsex swap, can't beat that, right? A Gwei on Ethereum is 7 Gwei, but we're 2,500 times cheaper than that. That is Pulsechain, man. It is rocking. And of course, 48,685 dollars fully DeFi, and we got Bridge there, 114 million, so holding up pretty well. What did we have yesterday? About 116.8, I think it was. So we're down about 2.8 million for the looks of that, but obviously ETH is down, Bitcoin is down, and EHEX is okay, I guess, modified there. And it looks like DAI is actually up again from what we actually saw yesterday. So everything looking not too bad. I'm going to take a snapshot of these stables just so I can compare it tomorrow. Let me just take a snapshot while I'm here. And we'll take a snapshot of that and see what that moves, how that moves around tomorrow. I like to do that every so often. So that is pretty much the results there for day 507. And of course, we're going to be rolling over the day in about 30 minutes to day 508. So that's kind of the play there on the old gopulse.com. Now that's going to bring us up to, of course, you know what? TitanX phase 3. That's the end of my video title. So we're going to talk about that. I forgot to look up the tokens, actually. I just realized I forgot to look up the tokens that you wanted me to look at, Trump and stuff. Let me do that quickly because, you know, don't want to disappoint. let's have a look. I'm not endorsing this, of course. I'm just looking them up, but let's see if I can find them first of all. On the old Pulsechain. Can we find it on the Pulsechain, the old Trump token? No, I can't find them on there. Sorry. So obviously not looking that up, unfortunately. Pulsechain out. Now, Pulsechain Altcoin, if you're in my Discord, then give me a link to those tokens and I'll check them out, but I couldn't find it on a quick search there. What else? Hex and House there. Hey again, good to see Hex. Welcome to the chat there. Sandy Beach's MCR launched a meme coin, Soda. Okay, let me look at that up. I'll have a look at that up. Since that is a legit team, I know that one. Soda, is it? Let's have a look there. Soda. Probably should use both hands. Yeah, I can't find that either. So, well, let me know what that is and we'll cover that tomorrow, Sandy. Actually, it might be under new coins, right? Let's have a look. Should be so lazy. Let's new pairs. Pulsechain, Pulse Gains. Let's go to Pulsechain. Let's have a look here. You can't see me looking for it, but what's the age here? The age of these. So something. I don't see it here. Can't see it. Oh, yeah, you'll have to share it with me, and I'll cover it tomorrow. Refined House there. Woo-hoo-hoo. I got to see Refined. And we've got Hex as well. Phase 3 indeed. Let's get into it. Let me get rid of all this stuff and pull in the new sheet here for TitanX. I have on a different, different browser. Actually, I need to bring it up first if I'm going to actually see it. Bam. We had a really cool stream last night with Jake Sharp. It was earlier today. And bam. And he did a cool one on this topic, which is a phase 3 TitanX. And it's we're going to talk about it. So phase 1 was pretty much get the inflation out, right, with a relatively fair launch, right? So that's kind of been achieved. We're almost finished with that, coming in pretty much October. We're going to have the bulk of it out. I think we're still got about 17 trillion to come out. But by by January, we're pretty much it's all out by this early December, if I remember rightly. So yeah, it's going to be good. And we're burning so much of it at the moment. I think maybe like 1 trillion a day or something. So it's going into protocol. So, definitely looking for at least 800 billion or more is going in a day. So things are going really well. We've got so many projects launching. So not really too worried about the inflation. So we're going to get into the inflation ladder in a second. But we do have the percentage yields on the performance at the moment, last 24 hours. So let's do a quick update of that. Looks like we've got Legend X is up 9%. So really cool. We called that in Strategy Club. If you're not in Strategy Club, you should join up. The link's in the video description. So that's doing pretty well. Let's have a quick look at the ratio. Yeah, we're at 1250. it is teasing us with the breakout, right? Teasing up the breakout, but is looking very good. I think they got DragonX in there, didn't they? NFTs. Let's go have a look at DragonX while we're here. So there's virtually, if you go to the stats page, you can kind of see the results are pretty astounding. And of course, I don't think there's hardly anything in the NFTs in circulation. It's pretty much all of them. So all of them, the community's working together. The communities, they're colluding together. You know, it's doing pretty well. The Titan ones there. We've had 3% burn so far. We've had 13% in circulation. So only 13% of the actual LGNDX or LegendX tokens are trading. That is so bullish, right? 80% tokens there in the battlefield. So pretty crazy. Yeah, pretty insane there. So that is doing really well. That means scarcity, right? Scarcity, and that should help with the price price go up. Particularly the ratio traded TitanX is kind of what people are looking at there. What do we got here? 82.84% of LGNX's LegendX token is locked in the battlefield. 70% is circulating. So that's kind of your basic numbers there. What else are we going to say about that? I think that's kind of it. So really bullish environment. Now the big news I think was that DragonX, yes, DragonX hybrid NFTs are now tradable on the market. So that's going to be more fees, right? Making the token more scarce. So that's good news. And yeah, let's have a quick look in here on this. So this is a big addition. And of course, they could have multiple teams that have these kind of NFTs. And of course, they have their own OTC really for DragonX, isn't it? So it's really cool to see these. Obviously, as DragonX goes up, this gold go up in value. You can see they're all about 0.2 ETH at the moment for these ones, 1.9 ETH for this one. So kind of cool. Click on those. Yeah, connect the wallet. It's owned by somebody. So that is really cool. So they're going to make what, 3% on those? Is it something like that? So 2 NFT collections now, and they could have more in the future because there are, Element 280 is going to NFT project, right? So, and that's going to be a big DeFi. So it could be really huge for that and help with the price go up. And that's looking good there. All right, that is kind of a quick highlight there for Titan Legends. Let's go back into the list there. So we got Baby DragonX is up 7%, not bad there, and JakeX, the other meme coin. So we've got 2 meme coins dominating at the moment, up 6%. Helios, which obviously got Helios in the chat there. Let's go back to Helios in the chat there. Where's Helios? E2X will set it off, yeah. So Helios there, a lot of people talking about this, being able to pick up a really nice position. So this is the US price here at the moment. It is up 4%, but the TitanX ratio, kind of what people are looking at within the community, it is a 1.05. So it could be a lot of upside to this, right? Let's go to the daily. That is the daily there. So really it's skimming on the bottom. Maybe the perfect time to accumulate before E280 comes up, right? And it's also benefiting obviously from the Flux protocol and other protocols that may benefit in the treasury, right? So definitely Flux at the moment. And of course, E280 is a juggernaut. It's going to be a juggernaut in the DeFi space, one of the big 3 DeFis. And of course, going to add, it's a layer 4 really, isn't it? Going to add a lot of buy pressure to all the protocols. So bullish there, including Helios and the treasury, right? So the double benefit there for Helios. So there's some good stuff happening there. All right, what else? We got DGN in the house at Trump 2024. Yeah, baby. We're desperate for that, man. That's the whole world depends on it. Whole world depends on it. All right, so that is pretty much it there. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, so let's go into Hyper. Hyper at the moment up 2.2%, so doing really well as Hyper. And then next up is Hydra. They're also doing very well, but 2% as well. Not a lot of Hydra coming out at the moment. Pretty flat curves for Hydra in terms of the global mining pool, so very bullish there. And of course, also Hyper is not too bad either, although the ETH going into Hyperminers has definitely tapered off there. What's it doing? About 20 today at the moment, something like that. But Hyper and Hydra both looking super strong, captured a lot of value, right? So I think there's $4 million of value in ETH on Hyper and tons of value there on Hydra. So pretty cool. Was it almost 12 trillion, I think, captured in there in terms of TitanX. So doing pretty well as Hydra. And of course, let's have a quick look at the ratio. So we've got the ratio there, the DragonX. So Hydra is actually, given the low supply are coming out, Hydra is actually doing pretty well on the ratio. So you can see that there, it has been climbing. So it's kind of a bullish case there. And of course, Hyper there is, let's have a look at the Hyper ratio. It is also at 3.7. How's it doing? It's sort of just humming along there at the moment, but actually looking pretty good. And the yields are still holding up about 130%. So it's been consistent. and Hydra yields about 1100%. So both of them are really, really doing very well. Now, TitanX, of course, is the bellwether, the medium of exchange. And I know some people were wanting to get this to come down to like 5,300. So they wanted the price to come back down here. At the moment, we're still being pretty solid around 6,000. And of course, we're coming into this low inflation period, right? So let's have a quick look at the current inflation and the future inflation for TitanX. Let's have a quick look at that over here. Let's go to the stats page. We got 65.4 trillion in current supply at the moment. Like I said, I think we've got about 17 trillion still to come out in the miners. And we'll go have a look at that on the roadmap here. We'll go down to 90-day. It's probably pretty cool. Let's get a look at the 90-day. Where's it gone? That's the 90-day. Let me full screen this so it looks a bit easier. One more time. Bam. And let's go to the 90-day because it's such a beautiful chart. This is the 90-day. Oh my gosh, look at that. So we just finished this day, right? We finished that day. We're finishing that day, in about 20 minutes. And we got this day, the new day, 371 coming up. So isn't that awesome? So that's going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, that's only 371. So we've got a very good day there. Now, I think we've also had the flow from the previous trillion day. Remember, it was a trillion day. We had 5 of them. And we've had the flow. I think that most of that's out. So I think we should benefit pretty well today on the low supply. However, we do have our last 2 trillion candles coming out. So this one here, the 341, it's going to be 1.07 trillion. And then we do have this one here, 1.03, plus a pretty decent sized candle there, just under 800 billion. But once we're through the 5th of October, game on, right? Game on. We're just going down. We won't have any more trillion candles left. So we've only got a couple of days to go to get rid of the trillion candles, and then we're down. By the time we get to the 18th of October, we will have no 500 billion candles. Really, we'll be down from there. So fun times are coming. By the time we get to what's this date here, the 8th of November, we won't have anything over 250 billion, and then it's pretty much gone. And you can see basically here, we are pretty much all out by early December. There's 11 billion here and a couple of little tiny little midget things over on the right there. So pretty cool. And of course, on the 30th, we're going to have on the 30th here. Where is it? Where's the date gone? We got the 30th is 30 days, just less than 30 days to go for the 369 payout, which is going to be tremendous. And of course, that payout is looking pretty juicy. It is $6.5 million. Woohoo! 2,500 ETH coming. And we're going to know that the DragonX is going to get a big ton of that. Maybe about 41% of that is going to go DragonX, if not more by that time, because Hydra is doing very well with the amount of TitanX going to Hydra. So not bad. So yeah, at the moment we've got Hydra, we got Flux, we've got Volt, all of them taking in a good amount of TitanX. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see that play out. Not bad. Now let's have a quick look at some of the others. And we're going to come back to the roadmap, like the future projects. Let's come back to that. So we've got DragonX at the moment, down 1.7% at the moment. The ratio on DragonX obviously is at 22.65. So first TitanX, let's look at that. So really, really good. We did peak out up here at 23.66 on the hourly. There's the hourly chart. But here we're at 22.65. Not bad, Not bad. We did see a whale. A whale, interesting enough, was scaling out and going into Hydra miners. So that was pretty interesting. They're getting a bit of redistribution there and going to Hydra miners. Given the, it looks so good. Got such a flat supply curve coming up and the yields look pretty attractive. So, 1100%. The chance of you getting a pretty good yield over that time horizon is pretty nice. Blaze at the moment is down 5.8%. Inferno is down 6.83%. Let's have a look at the Inferno ratio, because obviously this is kind of like DragonX, but has a lot more work to do to get it into that zone. Looks like we've had a little bit of a move down here in price, down to 8,800 with 6 zeros. But let's have a look at the ratio. It's kind of the one we want to look at there. Let's go to the daily and check that out. So yeah, ratio got really hammered down to 1.42 earlier today. What a pickup that was, and it's now at 1.95. So someone made some nice gains there. Now, where will it lie? Obviously, they've got multiple projects, 6 to 8 projects coming to on top of Inferno. You got Alien X, haven't you, and others. So we're going to talk about that too. Could be a bit of a pickup there at some stage. It's going to be tricky though. Could be tricky, but certainly worth putting a bit in your portfolio when it dips down like that. Flux at the moment is obviously built on top of Inferno. That is down 10%, but up 25% on the 6 hourly. So we have got some rebounds here on Inferno and Flux, 90%, 25% respectively. Janus is the one on Pulsechain. That's part of Helios ecosystem. That's down 13%, but should benefit big time as Pulsechain rises. And then, of course, Vault there, the latest one to launch, is down 70% at the moment. And, of course, that is on day 3, I think, day 3. So we're going to check out some of that. Let's check out Flux results first. We see that, we're getting about 185 billion. So definitely Flux has definitely, gone down in the amount that's going in there. But we may get a little bit of a dip and then a rise again. So we'll keep a lookout for that. That is Flux, 186 billion. Remember, it started off the first 3 or 4 days at $500 billion. And, of course, then we had the 7-day, the 8-day payout. And now we're sitting at about 185. Also, obviously, Vault launched at the same time. So, launched at this time. So it's competing against that to some degree. We've got 186 billion out. So that got to think that's, we've got this inflation coming out. Today it's only 375 for TitanX. Well, even that's going to eat up 2/3 of it, right? So that's pretty cool. And then we've got Vault as well. Let's have a look at Vaults. I think we've got some charts here too. Somewhere here. I'm pretty sure we got some charts. Yeah, so day 3. Let me refresh this actually because let's see if it's got a more updated number. This is Vault data. Now you can find, if you're in our strategy club, I've posted all these links to the junior reports in our strategy club resources. So you can find them there if you're in our strategy club. If you're not in the strategy club, join up today. It's only $35 a month, cheap as chips. And we're looking for multi-chain value, right? So obviously TitanX is one of the ecosystems we cover in the strategy club. So non-stop stuff coming in there. What else? Yeah, so let's go down. Where did I go? Oh, here we go. So there's the amount of TitanX gone into the Vault per day. Remember, Vault's only 100 million tokens for 10 days. That's it. And then it has a perpetual auction, which is recycling tokens through the buy and burn, right? 50% of the buy and burn. And 20% of that in the first auction. So that's kind of the play there. Let's have a look there. We've got 555 billion in day 2. And of course, so what day are we on? Let's go to Vault and have a look down at Vault. Let's see here. I think we're on day 3. So let's have a look at the statistics here on Vault. Let's check it out. Check it out. 286% APY. We're on day 3. Yeah, 14 hours. So we're 10 hours through the day, aren't we? 10 hours through the day. And of course, the Vault there is got 132. Let's check that on the data app, shall we? Let's go check it on the data app. 145 is here. So this is a little bit behind. It's 16 minutes behind apparently. It's a bit higher than that. So it says here 145, 146. The deposit so far, 1.3 trillion has gone to Vault inside just under 2.5 days. So that's pretty impressive, right? I think we can all agree on that. We reached over 3 trillion in Flux. And here we are at 1.3 trillion in the Vault. So really impressive numbers there on that one. Total Vault burn so far, 5% already. Remember, the burning didn't start till day 2. So that's been going pretty well. Yeah. That's not bad at all, not bad. I kind of like this project. I think it's got the fixed supply. Certainly, you got to remember these are all outside the core 4s, I would say. The core 4 being TitanX, Hydra, Hyper, and DragonX. These, you're taking a bit more risk return on these ones, right? So, but each of them have different tokenomics, and it's kind of be fun to see them play out. I do kind of like this one a bit more because of the fixed supply and the auction system. It's going to be interesting. Marketing is always a key, though, like ongoing marketing. So it's going to be interesting. And of course, more protocols in the sort of ROI space. They will be all boosted by the DeFi protocols coming. Like Element 280 is going to be, I think, a lot more critical than people think. It's going to be certainly an easy onboard, and it's pretty much like index funds. You're going to be owning a bit of everything, and I kind of like that. I like that a lot. And so I think that's going to be bullish, like a super buyer, really, a bit like DragonX is for TitanX, but for the whole TitanX ecosystem. So I think that's going to be pretty popular, and you can use ETH and TitanX to go on it. So I think that's super bullish for that too. So I think it's going to be a really good complement to the whole ecosystem, coming at the perfect time too, I think. So that's pretty cool there at the moment. Lots of there's tons of TitanX in the buy and burn balance at the moment, so it's ticking away. And the stats page, what has that got? Not bad there. Yeah, Vault there. So kind of cool. 5% already burn. Now, we've got 289% ROI, still 14 hours to go, and 145. So if we compare that, it's certainly down on this, but we might get at this rate, we might get up to 300-400 billion on today's number there. Start off real strong, 620, 553, day 3. Yeah, let's say there probably get up to that. So let's actually just do a linear calculation. Obviously, we're going to upgrade that, but let's just do it. 146, let's say, divided by, what is it? What did I say? 10 hours times 24. That is 350. So there we are. Yeah, pretty much said 300 to 400. We probably have a little bit of higher than that, maybe. A bit of rally towards the end. So yeah, maybe towards that 400 billion. That's probably where we might end up today. Still pretty good though. Still pretty good. And it might finish us up at about 1.5 trillion, something like that. So for day 3. Now I think we might get a little bit of a U-turn, and then it might start rallying up as we get sort of in the middle of that 10-day period. So day 5 or something. So definitely worth watching out for that. So that is kind of the play there on the markets. Let's go to the big news there was phase 3. So phase 1, get the inflation out. Phase 2, get a lot of projects launches. Obviously, you can see a lot of projects launching. We're going to have more projects launching. So let's quickly go and have a look at the future. This is phase 2 we're talking about. So let's have a quick look at that and see what's coming up in the old TitanX ecosystem, which is going to be taking up. So this, I would say, also phase 2 is about taking more dominance over Ethereum, and of course, phase 3 is really going to seal the deal on that. And then, of course, you know what it's coming after that? Omni-chain, right? Omni-chain's coming. So yeah, X28, that could be absolutely massive, right? Omni-chain, so multi-chain, and not just Ethereum. So once we get to hyperdeflation, what do we mean by taking over? It means that hyperdeflation is going to cause such a price, rise in the whole system that the Ethereum's, everyone in Ethereum's going to take notice. It's going to dominate on DEX screen and things like that. And then, of course, X28 is going to make that dominance spread over to the rest of other chains. So it's going to be fun to see all that play out. And of course, X28 is going to burn all the TitanX in it. So it's going to accelerate this whole system. We haven't seen this in crypto before. So welcome to something that's kind of close to the holy grail, what people have been talking about, particularly with the match between ROI protocols and DeFi coming together with hyperdeflation. Yeah, we're going to see something special. It's going to be pretty crazy. And right at the perfect time where the market is in Uptober there, and of course, bull market ahead. So exciting times for this ecosystem. Right, let's see it here. And we should have Titan Farms and Ouroboros, those DeFi matches help, flatten out the whale exits. Whales getting very wealthy, that sort of thing. Obviously, they're going to need ways of exiting as well. They're limited by the pool size, but just dampening it out and making it a more longer exit. So that's kind of the play there. Obviously, we're still going to see some wicks out there. You guys know how crypto is, but I think it's certainly going to dampen the effect and make things flourish to the upside as well. We'll get those bigger returns moving forward. So at the moment, what do we come up next? We've got Awesome X is coming up on the 4th. So we've got all the projects launched at the moment. We've got Awesome X coming up. That's going to be pretty bullish for DragonX, TitanX. Then coming up next is going to be Titan Farms, obviously a juggernaut. That's from Eric, the founder of DragonX. It's going to benefit all of the protocols. It's got very innovative buy and burn, particularly with the TINK token. And of course, also going to be open up to non-TitanX ecosystem protocols for LP. So some big other non-TitanX LP communities can come with and earn nice incentives there. So very excited about that. A lot of innovations in Titan Farms, not your standard LP farming there. So a big deal coming up. And what else we got? We've got Element 280, of course, for Helios and that's coming up. And of course, that's going to be a big super buyer. It's going to be buying a lot of these assets up of all these protocols that have launched and launching. So it's going to be pretty cool. That's launching on the 12th. So it's a 28-day phase, I think, from memory. That's going to run all the way through to about the 9th of November. That's super smart because on the back end of that, we've got the 369 payout. Remember, that's going to be an ETH, about $6.5 million at the moment. Could be twice that if ETH does a rally through October. And of course, some of that could go into the Element 280 from the retail book, right, excluding DragonX. So they could pick up a lot of ETH towards the end, and that's super bullish. Remember, Element 280 is going to take ETH and TitanX, so bullish there. Now, obviously, Felix may also launch by the 8th of October. Well, question mark. So anything with a question mark means we're not. It's indicative. They may have said a week or something, but we don't have any definitive dates. Felix there, and also Pulsar as well is anticipated to be launching in the second week of October. So we've got 2 question marks there, but both of them have there's sort of market stuff out there. We'll firm that up as data comes out. Then, of course, we got Viper, question mark over Viper coming up as well. That's stage 2 of Vault, right? Vault's just launched, so we just talked about that. And then Lotus is expected to launch on the 28th of October. And, of course, that's going to be bullish for Vault and TitanX there. So some cool things happening in the space in October. And you never know. We also may have Scale launching on Baby Dragon X and Baby Dragon X getting some love, question mark over that. And then, of course, ultimately on the 30th of October, the 369. So we count on the countdown for 30 days to the 369 payout. And, of course, $6.5 million of ETH. Could be twice that if ETH does a big super rally in that time. But certainly, let's say 50% higher, definitely possible there. So maybe $10 million. We'll see how that goes in October. October should be pretty fun. Obviously, then we get to November. We've got Titan Game, the third phase of Vault Viper. And, of course, we've also got X28. Now, X28 obviously going to be massive. It's going to burn all the TitanX goes into it. And so we know that we're going to have very little inflation out that time. Going to be pretty exceptional. And, of course, maybe Shadow Protocol in December, January. We'll see how that goes. Now, I've just got a snippet of some of the projects we're expecting to come. There are a lot more than that's on this red list. But, you know, we've got GoDex there expecting to come on to Inferno, I believe. Maybe Dragon X will benefit too. Alien X there as well coming. So that's going to benefit Inferno. So Inferno will get a lot of love from that, and it probably needs more protocols, obviously. Flare is out there. Obviously, these two new ones, the Matrix from Mike Dean and Prometheus from Rags to Riches. So two very, influential people from different advantages there. Obviously, Rags to Riches is a developer and a Pulsechain Hex influencer. And then, of course, we've got Matrix there from Mike Dean, who's pretty much the #1 data guy for the TitanX ecosystem, right? Then we've got Inferno potentially coming on top of Inferno as well. So you can actually see Inferno is going to get a lot of love from some of these projects. Inferno, Alienx, GoDex, and we know that there's going to be 6 to 8 projects at least benefiting Inferno. And, of course, some of that may end up going to Dragon X as well. We've seen a lot of that with the Vault, right? So we see that with the Vaults. We see that with Flux, that they're feeding the Dragon X buy and burn as well. And also Helios getting some love there as well. So not bad, particularly from Flux. So a lot of cool stuff happening there. Got this GoTex project, so question mark over that. So that's coming up. But there are other projects not on this list that either in concept or development phase coming to TitanX. Now, pretty exciting. October, November, super bullish. 3 DeFi projects, Titan Farms, Element 280, and Ouroboros is in testing at the moment. So that's probably going to be moving out. So I'm probably going to move Ouroboros out into here. So we're going to move that out into the 8th of October as well, because that's still in testnet. So we might drag that through. And I will be testing Ouroboros. So I'm going to be testing Ouroboros. There's other people testing it, but I'm going to be testing that as well, hopefully in the next week. And that's huge, right, in terms of lending, borrowing, and stablecoin. And that's also innovative. But like Titan Farms, Element 280, and Ouroboros, they're all quite innovative versions of their, of farming, of stablecoins, lending, and, of course, a big index fund, so to speak. So really, really excited about that. Now, that's kind of phase 2, and there's going to be more projects, more innovation coming. And, of course, Jake Sharp is talking about potentially building something similar to Dragon X, potentially to compete with that as well, with the big X return. So we'll see how that goes. So that brings us to phase 3, right? Phase 3 is hyperdeflation, right? So obviously we've got the TitanX coming out. We've got all these projects eating up stuff, maybe 800 billion a day or something plus, and then more projects launching, going to eat up more TitanX. So yeah, we're going to see that TitanX peak supply, which is already really tapped out at 72 trillion. It's already down quite a bit at 65 trillion. Even with 17 trillion to come out, it's going to probably get eaten up in the month of October. And I would probably agree with Jake Sharp that we could have hyperdeflation in October sometime. It's definitely plausible, given all the protocols coming out. Pretty exciting. Now, there is going to be no phase number 4. Apparently, that's that's not going to exist. But phase 5 is going to be pretty exciting. And, of course, that's Omnichain, X28 there. And maybe phase 6 could be a layer 1 chain if all goes well. So if dominance of Ethereum occurs with the hyperdeflation, all the protocol ecosystems, etc., the user growth, of course, continue to go up, the bull market in play, then Omnichain also will help spread the tentacles of TitanX ecosystem dominance. And it will be one of the big things that people will talk about in the 24-25 bull market. will be TitanX. Remember TitanX, that's what they will say. And of course, that is it. And it'll probably still be around doing some great things. So there we go. Kind of cool. So that is some of the stuff happening there. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick update. Also, I think that's everything I was going to talk about today. Let's see what else. Any more comments in here? Burn Baby Burn says Hex Vader. Absolutely. We got link to the Telegram room is in a Discord for more information. Thanks so much. 100x incoming, says Crypto Docs. And we've got, I like that. I definitely agree with that one. We're ready for liftoff, says Yellowtail. Absolutely. Let's see what else we got. Tintop in the house there. What's up? Hexagons, hey Tintop. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Hex is holding up like a boss, isn't it? Like a boss. And speaking of boss, here's Brian. What's up, folks? Hey, Brian. Hope you're doing well. I got to get used to this new timeline slot. Yeah, I'm an hour earlier because daylight savings tripped me right out. But I think I kind of like it earlier. If I go to 1 o'clock, it's kind of splitting my day up into. No, it's just a little bit. 12 o'clock at least. It's like it's lunchtime. It's like, oh yeah. Kind of. You have a break for lunch anyway, don't you? What else there? I think that's it. We got a big red hand from Sandy, who's doing a great job out there on X. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update. Hey, normally I've been doing about an hour and a quarter. I'm only 55 minutes or so today. That's a good time to finish, right? Hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, we got what I say. We got Awesome X is the next one up. They're launching for TitanX. That is coming up on the 4th of October. We've still got plenty of room in the tank for Hex and to Pulsechain to rally. And looks like Uptober is looking very promising. Bull market rally, altcoin season. It looks like it's very, very close. October is going to be a really great launch pad for that. And of course, if Trump wins the US election, that's going to be even hyper bullish for that he's pro crypto, right? It's going to be great for Pulsechain, of course, new ECC leadership, and maybe dropping the lawfare case. And of course, that's going to be fun. We do have obviously the Hex case on the 31st at the end of the month. And then, of course, we're looking at TitanX Phase 3 this month, if probably maybe in the second half of October, getting into that real strong hyperdeflation. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Lots in store, lots of money to be made. And all you have to do is sell the top. That's all you have to do. All right, take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Big shout out to